Good afternoon, everyone. I like life. I love enjoying life at full. When there's no movement, there's no life. That's why, ultimately, transformation, change, upheaval, metamorphosis, that's also part of life. And it's what enables us to continue moving forward. So the question, do I like metamorphosis? I don't know if I just jump up and say, yes, I love metamorphosis, but yet, when I look closely at the experience that you can have, the difficult times in your lives, these are times when we undergo metamorphosis. And these are always extremely fertile times. They're difficult, they're demanding, but they are times where, to be able to move on, we need to drop our convictions. We need to let aside our beliefs. We need to let go and to place our trust elsewhere. The future, even if it's different to what we'd envisaged, it will be better. 2 years ago, in the same amphitheatre, I introduced myself. My name is Beatrice SCHMIDT. I'm the CEO of EFI Automotive. We have around 200 million in turnover. We have people working on the 3 continents, USA, Europe and China. We manufacture solutions for a decarbonized future. We create sensors, we put data on these sensors, and we try to ensure that vehicles and mobility in general they're more sustainable and emit less CO2. The car is undergoing a time of upheaval, and we can talk about metamorphosis here. That's because the form it's taking is not the shape that it was in previously. The change that we're observing in the entire automotive industry are irreversible changes. In part, they will be devastating changes that we're seeing. What's happening to the car at the moment? The fundamentals of a 100-year-old industry are being completely broken down. It was a world that was built on what was foreseeable, a world of standards where there are improvements, but we're moving to a world where we need to reduce costs and master costs. The technology was progressing in a stable way over time, but now everything has changed. The problem of the world where we're living in, and the problem when you come to be a CEO of a company like this, is that these changes are things that the company has to undergo, but they can be extremely brutal in nature. If you ask people who've worked in a particular way for several years, and you ask them to work differently, if you're continuing to ask them to reduce costs, this doesn't appear compatible with everything else. So there, we're really undergoing a metamorphosis. I think it's times like these, CEOs in particular, and the whole managerial chain, they have an essential role to play. Why is that? Well, it's because these times, all employees need to be able to understand where we're going. Why are we going in that direction? And will we get there? And is it worth it? At that time, the CEO needs to have their head in the stars, but their feet firmly on the ground. Why? Well, it's because the transformation of companies metamorphosizes them. They have a vision, but first and foremost, they need to have their feet on the ground, they need to be listening to people on the ground and helping them understand that this movement that we're facing is for the good of the institution, but it's also for their good, because it's movement that's going to help us move forward in life. Yes, they're fertile, these times, if we believe that there will be something better coming tomorrow. You, as entrepreneurs in this world, perhaps you're not entrepreneurs yet either. I promise that this adventure will be an extraordinary one. Being a director at times like these, we are witnesses to this metamorphosis, but we're privileged. We're privileged because we know that we can shape the change and modify the change, and you can also witness the incredible dynamic that this propulses, that this generates in individuals, but also in the entire company. Now, I'd really like to encourage you to dare to be entrepreneurial. Allow yourselves to be shaken up by startups and by new rules, perhaps imposed upon us by the world. But we need to dare, because life goes on, and metamorphosis is a constituent part of this world. Please continue to dare.